Today on Good Morning Maine, the search has ended for a driver accused of leaving the scene of a deadly accident in Southwest Harbor.
Plus, a special ceremony in Bangor to remember those who lost their lives during the Korean War.
And a big auction in Newburgh will liquidate a lifetime collection of antique treasures. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. I forgot what I was going to say there.
Yeah, where am I? And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you so much for joining us. You know, sometimes it's so early in the morning, it's like I'm still half asleep when I get out here.
I know. We're just going through the motions sometimes, and it's easy.
Takes a while to wake up here.
Yep.
Hey, the weather forecast today, that's going to be topping news around the country. A lot of places around the country, as we'll hear a little later on, are dealing with some dangerously hot weather. It looks like we'll be having some hot, sticky weather moving back into Maine today. So much, in fact, they're opening a cooling center in Augusta. I'm not sure what other towns are doing. But they're urging people to take it easy today because it will be that kind of heat where it's just kind of sticky and just, you know, if you can go to a beach, go to the beach.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I didn't see this from any local meteorologists or ours either, but in southern Maine and in certain parts of Massachusetts, there were tornado watches.
Yeah. We had some wild weather last night. The storm system moved through the area. We got just a little bit of rain here in Bangor, but I looked at the radar throughout the evening, and some places were getting hammered by these thunderstorms.
Crazy.
So no reports of any tornadoes or any major damage. I know they had a little bit down in southern Maine, but not anything major, which is good news.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. All righty, let's get into things this morning. There's a heat advisory in the southwestern parts of the state, and this is courtesy of some warmer temperatures that do continue to move in still. But for the rest of us, no advisory that is currently posted. We are watching some fog that has developed out there this morning. It's reducing visibility in just a few spots, though, so we'll need to be careful with this. As the morning progresses on, we'll start to see this taper off as things improve throughout the day. Otherwise, though, the radar and satellite is looking relatively clear out there today. We'll be watching for a slight chance for a shower or storm as we head towards the afternoon period. As we do zoom things out, otherwise things looking pretty quiet for the time being. There's stuff off toward the north I'll have to keep an eye on that could give us a slight chance for a shower or storm later on today. Futurecast not quite picking up on it all that much, but a slight chance for a shower or storm today. It tries to get more going later on tonight, but I think that chance will actually be a little bit smaller than it indicates, so. But then by Saturday morning, though, not too bad with just some clouds moving through. The wind's not too bad at all out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour today, maybe picking up a little bit more from time to time. Backing off overnight tonight, especially as we head towards your Saturday. So hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a lot of sunshine to start, burning that fog off. Slight chance for a shower or storm during the afternoon period. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. We'll see you a little later on. Well, President Biden will be visiting Maine today. It will be his first visit here since he was elected to the White House. He plans to visit Auburn to continue his tour of American manufacturing. Air Force One will sit down at the Brunswick Executive Airport before traveling to Auburn Manufacturing Incorporated early this afternoon. He plans to talk about Bidenomics, his plan to strengthen the economy. It calls for making public investments along with empowering and educating workers to help grow the middle class. The visit also comes as the president is ramping up his re-election campaign. The last time President Biden came to the Pine Tree State was back in 2018.
A Hancock man has been arrested for manslaughter in connection with a deadly hit-and-run crash. 35-year-old Amber Robbins of Tremont was walking along Main Street in Southwest Harbor on June 10th when she was struck and killed by a vehicle that did not stop. A passerby noticed her body in a ditch the next day and called 911. A warrant for 31-year-old John Holdsworth of Hancock was issued Wednesday. Holdsworth was arrested Thursday morning and charged with manslaughter. He is expected to make his first court appearance today.
An attempted traffic stop in Fairfield earlier this week turned into a police chase. Fairfield police say an officer attempted to stop a black truck on Savage Street for vehicle defects and no inspection sticker, but the driver allegedly refused to stop and a short chase ensued. Police say the truck eventually turned into a residence on Silver Street where a passenger fled. The driver was identified as 18-year-old Jeremiah Sear of Fairfield. He was arrested and charged with eluding an officer and driving to endanger. Police say more charges are anticipated as that investigation continues.
U.S. Marshals arrested a fugitive from Texas in Bangor yesterday. According to the U.S. Marshals Service, 36-year-old Christopher Ratcliffe of Gilmer, Texas, was wanted on warrants for first-degree murder, aggravated kidnapping with a deadly weapon, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. A collaborative investigation led authorities to Bangor, where Ratcliffe was identified as a passenger in a vehicle. He was apprehended without incident and charged as a fugitive from justice. He'll be arraigned in Maine pending his extradition back to Texas.
Well, 3 people have been arrested after a month-long investigation into illegal drug trafficking in western Washington County. 42-year-old Mandy Kane of Addison, 20-year-old Samantha Jo Moore of Machiasport are being charged with unlawful trafficking of scheduled drugs. 20-year-old Willie Wynn of Rochester, New York, is charged with theft and aggravated drug trafficking. A spokesperson for the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency says on Wednesday, law enforcement officers located Mandy Kane in Cherryfield and arrested her on an outstanding warrant for trafficking cocaine base. While in Cherryfield, they found Samantha Jo Moore driving a car. Officers stopped the vehicle and arrested her for an outstanding warrant for aggravated trafficking in fentanyl. MDEA says Willie Wynn was a passenger in Moore's vehicle. He was arrested on a theft charge for a gun that they say he had hidden in his pocket. Officers searched Wynn's room at a Millbridge motel, too. They say they found 66 grams of cocaine base and 41 grams of fentanyl. All 3 individuals were taken to the Washington County Jail.
70 years ago, former President Dwight Eisenhower signed the Korean Armistice Agreement, putting an end to the Korean War. Often referred to as the Forgotten War, the Korean War Veterans Association remembered the 247 Mainers whose lives were lost. Our Matthew Juronsik was there for this touching tribute.
Carlton V. Grell.
They never got to have a life. They never had a home. They never had grandchildren. Nothing.
Veterans who served in the Korean War and wars following gathered at the Mount Hope Cemetery in Bangor, recognizing those who made the ultimate sacrifice during the so-called Forgotten War.
They went over to a place that was blistering hot in the summer, freezing cold in the winter. They were ill prepared when the war began. They fought through that, staved Korea, and then took back the land that the Koreans, North Koreans and the Chinese took.
Hands on hearts, salutes, even a few bows from the crowd, showing nothing but respect for these fallen soldiers.
We're Americans. We value life, really. We take every living person as something else, really. That's what our country's founded on.
70 years later, Whedon says the Korean War may officially be over, but there's still work that needs to be done to honor the fallen.
There's still 7,000 buried in Korea, somewhere. So we want to bring their remains back. The Korean War to us is not over, really. The thinking about it is not over.
In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
The order of November's referendum election ballot questions has now been officially set using a lottery-based system. The lottery was conducted by Secretary of State Shenna Bellows and Deputy Secretary of State Julie Flynn. The total of 8 questions will be on the ballot. They focus on topics including prohibiting campaign spending by foreign governments, the creation of Pine Tree Power, and a right to repair. To learn more about the upcoming elections or to view public video of the ballot question lottery, you can visit the Secretary of State's Facebook page.
Mainers are certainly familiar with bats, as many had encounters right in their own homes, often in the middle of the night. And as bat season reaches its peak, the Maine CDC says the potential risk of being exposed to rabies from bats is also at its peak. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with a health educator from the CDC about what Mainers should do if they have an encounter.
Every year between July and about September, that's when we see the highest bat activity.
Bats play an important role in nature, but can also spread viruses like rabies that can be fatal in humans, pets, and livestock.
Maine CDC does see an increase in phone calls to us about bat exposures. We also see an increase in bats submitted for rabies testing. So we just want people to be aware that bats are more active. And so that does mean that they may have more encounters with them during the summer.
And the CDC says if one does end up flying into your home, there are proper steps to take.
If you find a bat in your house and you are not sure if, say, your pets or a member of your family could have been exposed to that bat, and if it could have rabies, the best thing to do is try to capture that bat if you can do it safely.
According to Porter, direct exposure could be from a bite, scratch, or even saliva. Anyone who's been exposed should contact their healthcare provider, and if unsure if you've been potentially exposed, you should contact the Maine CDC, and they can help determine if further action should be taken. Grace Blanchard, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Be careful. I've had bats in my house a few times. It's always kind of comical when I go to try to catch them and release them, too.
Does it wake you up in the middle of the night?
It doesn't really wake me up, but I've walked into the house before and something flew by my head, and then you see them flying around. It's like, oh, here we go again.
Right.
And I put on a bunch of clothes, my winter coat and gloves and face protection, all that kind of stuff.
Of course, it is naturally harder if you want to keep the bat alive when you get it out of your house.
And you want to, because they're good for the environment. They eat mosquitoes and that kind of thing.
Right, they're endangered.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And the funny thing is once you catch them, you think this big scary critter, and they're about that big. They're just so
really
tiny.
Cute.
They are cute.
Yeah,
but,
in a funky kind of way.
Just don't get bitten.
Right, right. All right, the time now is 6:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, collectors around the nation are expected to arrive in Newburgh for what's described as a once-in-a-lifetime auction. We'll check out some of the treasures that will be on the block.
It really is an antique lover's dream come true. Oh my goodness, so many neat things.
I'm going to have to be careful if I go. I don't know if I should let myself. Yeah.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. Looks like a nice summer day today. It will be partly cloudy with thunderstorms. Actually, I think we'll see a little more sunshine than what that's depicting right there. The highs will be up near 88 degrees. Mostly cloudy overnight, followed by a chance of some afternoon thunderstorms tomorrow. We'll see some sun on Saturday too. Highs on Saturday around 80 degrees.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
Every night is pizza night at Dragonfire Pizza, from wings, salads, and sides to our specialty wood-fired pizzas. You'll find everything you need to satisfy any craving by the slice or by the pie. A little slice of heaven is waiting for you at Dragonfire Pizza, Mill Mall, Ellsworth.
When Dover Audiology wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to Dover Audiology and find out where people from Kittery to Eastport go to get their hearing aids. Knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable, Dover Audiology is your best place for hearing solutions.
Name a way a woman likes her men and her cheese.
Full of adventure.
Family Feud. Stop all this adventure!
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7. Are you a local World War II veteran? Or do you know a World War II veteran who may be interested in telling and preserving their story for a future broadcast? Call ABC 7 at 945-6457, extension 3106, or email us at www.wvii.com.
A Maine hospital has been utilizing an alternative to blood transfusions to decrease blood loss during surgery. Our David Ledford got an inside look at how it's done. A disclaimer, though, some may find the following footage to be graphic.
Every drop of blood in a patient counts.
The Northern Light Eastern Maine Medical Center has been using what's known as the Cell Saver program to collect blood lost during surgery, clean it, and safely give it back to patients.
The surgeon extracts the blood from the field with suction. It goes into a reservoir on the Cell Saver machine. From that reservoir, it goes into a bowl that spins and processes and extracts. We are washing all that blood. Then it goes into a re-infused bag that the CRNA can administer back to the patient.
The method has been used by the medical center to decrease blood loss during surgery and as an alternative for those who object to blood transfusions for religious or other reasons.
We're able to give them back their own more safe blood because we know it's theirs, rather than give them blood that's from a donor, which is very safe but can have problems that are associated with it, like reactions to the blood and so forth.
The Cell Saver program was originally launched at EMMC by cardiac nurses. However, the center recently expanded the program by training a group of anesthesia technicians.
We're also seeing an excitement from these anesthesia techs that they want to learn how to do this, they want to be good at it, and they want to grow their career in this way.
Northern Light medical professionals say that expanding this Cell Saver program provides a number of benefits for both patients and staff.
The patient, sometimes if their blood level drops a little bit, they have to stay the night. At least we're able to give back the blood so they can go home that same surgery.
Staff say the program has been used at the center for nearly 20 years.
To have it here in Bangor, Maine at a community-based hospital is pretty unique. This is a location where you can come to get what you need to be able to get the treatment the way that you want it.
In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Oh, meanwhile, a once-in-a-lifetime auction is happening this weekend. Many of the items slated to be sold are over 100 years old. Devin Dagnall stopped in to see what's up for grabs.
If you like early American antiques, you're going to love this.
A massive estate sale touting unique historic items will be taking place on July 29th and 30th at 2909 Western Avenue in Newburgh. The collection is the lifelong work of Maine-based historian Amos Kimball, whose menagerie features items ranging from Model T Fords to 90s baseball cards.
In my 45-year career, it's the biggest undertaking I've ever taken on.
There is literally hundreds of years of American history at this estate sale. One of my favorite artifacts, this original Ouija board, first manufactured by W.M. Folds in the early 1900s.
He just had the love for antiques and collections, and many people tried to buy stuff from him, and he never would let anything loose. He was a true collector.
Kimball's hodgepodge is so extensive it easily overwhelms 4 canopy tents and a barn when put on display, leaving veteran antiquers like Kathy Robichaud at a loss for words.
So I knew there would be some things to look at, but I never thought it would be this much stuff.
If you want to check out everything before the action starts, or you want to get in early to set up your game plan, there will be one more day of previews on the 28th from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Auctioneer Rusty Farron says he's anticipating hundreds will attend the estate sale, with many coming from all over the country. If you plan on going, he's got one piece of advice.
Just come on out, bid high, bid often.
In Newburgh, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
I checked out the auction site where they have pictures of all the things. Oh my goodness, just so many treasures over there.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like an antique finder's dream.
Yeah, if you have a little bit of money, this would be a good chance to get some things.
Right.
But
that Ouija board, though, Devin's going to get haunted.
I don't want the Ouija board.
No, I don't either.
They can have that.
Yeah. Okay, the time now is 6:17. After the break, many folks are noticing a record number of invasive Japanese beetles in their gardens this year. We'll hear from a researcher about this problem.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
They were a killing team.
A mother and daughter poisoning her family members.
Unbelievable.
She's never talked publicly until now. What is the truth, Dolly?
2020, tonight at 9/8 Central on ABC.
Wow, with fuel prices quickly rising and no end in sight, isn't it time to give Black's Heat Pumps a call? Did you know heat pumps could save you up to 50% on your heating bill? Our experts can handle all your commercial and residential work and provide you with quality installation, repair, and maintenance. Give us a call today for a free estimate. Our #1 priority is to save you money and keep you comfortable all year long. Get the service you deserve. Find us at blacksheatpumps.com and on Facebook.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Welcome back, everyone. The invasive Japanese beetle has caused havoc for many homeowners and gardeners. This year, researchers have noticed a change in the beetle's usual patterns, along with record high numbers. Our reporter Doug Banks has the story.
As far back as the 1960s, Japanese beetles have been feeding on roses, raspberries, grapes, high bush blueberries, and many more plants and weeds in Maine. Jim Dill, the director of UMaine's Diagnostics and Research Lab, is noticing a new trend with these beetles that has left him with more questions than answers.
This year I've seen them feeding on plants that I've never seen them feeding on, like azalea and actually rhubarb leaves, which is highly unusual for them. So, I have no reason as to why they were doing that.
The Japanese beetles burrow their eggs underground over the winter, and come late June, the eggs hatch and begin feeding and reproducing at alarming rates, turning one Old Town resident's once beautiful roses and music boxes into a ghost of what once was.
As it blooms, they just crawl right inside and destroy it.
To get rid of the beetles, Dill recommends placing special traps far enough away from what you want to protect, as well as placing them in soapy water. He also recommends lawn-friendly nematodes and insecticides. One glimmer of hope researchers are giving gardeners for what's left of this year is that the invasion will be done in just a few short weeks.
It's a double-edged sword with this particular critter, because the grub of it, which is a little white grub, is a lawn pest, and the adult feeds on a whole range of plants.
For more information on Japanese beetles and what you can do, go to our website, foxbangor.com. In Orono, Doug Banks, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
They can be a real pest for sure.
Those shots are some of the worst
Yeah.
leftovers I've ever seen.
Yeah. My sister-in-law, actually, she says she goes out there and she'll take her, stalks of some of the plants and dip them in like this soapy water to get them off.
Dawn is very useful.
And that will get them
for
off the
other
plants.
invasive pests as well.
But there's just hundreds and hundreds of them this year.
Dawn is my lifesaver as a gardener. If you've ever the worst nightmare of houseplant people is often spider mites.
Yeah.
And I don't even use a pesticide. I just take the plant and I wash the leaves with kind of warm, soapy water. Dawn. It's a lifesaver.
Yeah, it's good for greasy fingers, too.
It's good for everything. That and vinegar, maybe some bleach. You don't really need any other cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, time now is 6:22.
Let's get a look at that steamy forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Alrighty, here we go this morning. We do have a heat advisory posted for the southwestern parts of the state that will last until about 8 p.m. later this evening there. But for us, though, we're still going to be warm, but not to the point of heat advisory. But still be careful out there, though, that heat will still be hard on your body. But otherwise, though, some areas of dense fog has developed. For some reason, though, the observations and the contours not quite matching up, though, but it looks like we do have some fog that is developing out there this morning, so we'll want to be careful with that as we do move forward. But otherwise, though, I mean, look at this. We're looking pretty good out there this morning. No, so just the fog out there, but hardly any clouds. And, of course, with the sunshine on the way for us today, that'll burn that fog off very quickly. But there's some activity off toward the west, though, and some of this will be tracking off towards the east. So, yeah, a slight chance for a shower or a storm cannot be ruled out for us today, as some of this energy may try to sneak in our direction. But most of us, though, will be staying dry. So futurecast moving forward, though, any fog developing, going away. Slight chance for a shower or a storm during the afternoon period. Futurecast here, not quite picking up on it all that much, but it does try to blow up the chances later on this evening. But I think that one might be overdoing it just a bit. But there's still a slight chance for a shower or a storm. Then some clouds as we start things off for you Saturday. Maybe a few storms later on, though. But once we head towards Saturday evening, things do start to calm down in that department. And then by Sunday morning, looking a lot clearer as things do start to calm down. There is a storm chance in the northern parts of the state. This is a marginal risk for some of those storms to turn strong, though, with some gusty winds and hail in the northern parts of the state. But for us, we're looking okay, maybe a slight chance for a shower or a storm, and that's about it. So moving forward, though, there's localized chances for heavy downpours at times in the northern parts of the state today. But then once we head towards tomorrow, not as much to be seen either. So anything that does fall will be in the northern parts of the state, and very small chances for anything to fall south of Millinocket. But otherwise, our average high temperature is 81 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 80s today. lower 80s for you Saturday, upper 70s Saturday, middle 70s Monday, Tuesday, also into Wednesday, upper 70s again as we head towards your Thursday. We're keeping an eye on the dew points as well. Those will be going down soon, but we have to give it till about Saturday, maybe late Saturday or so before things do start to improve and the dew points fall back down into the comfortable territory. But meanwhile, though, dew points today will be in the middle to upper 60s, possibly even some lower 70s on the way. So for today, partly cloudy, slight chance for a shower or a storm, highs in the upper 80s, and that west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, partly cloudy, slight chance for a storm again, lows in the upper 60s, and a southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible, highs in the lower 80s, and north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Dirt Road Acres extended forecast for dry Sunday with a partly cloudy sky, highs in the upper 70s, mid-70s Monday with a chance for storms, and partly cloudy Tuesday, highs in the mid-70s.
Should I be selling right now? I gotta get a bigger place. What's my house worth? What do you think? What's my house really worth? How do I buy a house?
What if I don't have time to see it in person?
What is going on with this housing market?
You have questions. We can take the guesswork out of that. Contact a RE/MAX collaborative agent today. We service all of Maine.
Your favorite restaurants for half off. It's half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7. Go to foxbangor.com, click on half off dining, and start saving now.
Mossy Ledge Spirits is a true hidden gem in Etna. Located just 3 miles off I-95, exit 167, we are home to tastings, tours, cocktails, to-go drinks, bottles, live music, and priceless memories. So enjoy some pizza and raise the glass here at Mossy Ledge Spirits.
Great restaurants from all over Eastern Maine at half off dining from Fox 22 and ABC 7.
ABC 7, Fox 22, El Dorado Tattoos, and Graham's 5 and Dime want to send you to see Santana live in concert on his 1001 Rainbows Tour, Wednesday, August 2nd at the Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor. Sign up to win tickets by registering at El Dorado Tattoos, Bangor's traditional street shop, where walk-ins are always welcome, or Graham's 5 and Dime in Newport. Stop in to elevate your wellness today. Win tickets to see Santana August 2nd on the Bangor waterfront.
We were on the Christmas storm. We had just fixed 2 broken lines. We heard screaming coming from across the road.
I was so scared that I was going to lose him. He's the apple of my eye.
Nancy said that Kai was choking, and so I gave him a good hard hit in between his shoulder blades and saw something come out of his mouth, so I knew that was a good sign.
If Dana wasn't here, I don't know what I'd done. He just showed up out of the blue, saved his life.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Now to the new charges against former President Donald Trump in the special counsel's classified records investigation. The additional criminal counts stem from allegations that Trump tried to have grand jury requested surveillance video from his home deleted, and from a classified military document allegedly in Trump's possession during a conversation after leaving office. That's now evidence for the special counsel. The former president attacking is the new charges as harassment. ABC's Justin Finch with more from Washington.
This morning, 2 new criminal counts against former President Trump in the special counsel's probe into his alleged mishandling of classified records and alleged efforts to block the government's attempts to get them back. Special counsel Jack Smith filing 2 more counts in a superseding indictment, including 1 more count of willful retention of national defense information, plus another obstruction of justice count. Trump already faced 37 criminal counts in the special counsel's initial indictment in June and pleaded not guilty to all charges. This latest indictment also charging the head of maintenance at Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate, Carlos de Oliveira, for allegedly making false statements to the FBI. Federal prosecutors allege Trump directed de Oliveira to erase surveillance video from Mar-a-Lago that the grand jury requested by subpoena.
According to this indictment, de Oliveira tells Trump employee 4, we don't know who that is, that the boss wanted the server deleted.
The superseding indictment also charges Trump with possessing a classified document in an audio recording now used as evidence.
Highly confidential, secret. This is secret information.
Trump, who denies any wrongdoing, telling ABC News at the time, it's bravado if you want to know the truth. In an overnight interview with Fox, Trump accused the Justice Department of harassment. That reaction coming after his lawyers met with members of the special counsel as Trump faces another potential indictment in a separate investigation into his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Trump posting about that special counsel meeting on social media, calling it productive and saying another indictment would only further destroy the country. De Oliveira is due in court Monday.
Well, meanwhile, the White House says President Biden would not pardon his son Hunter if he encounters more legal problems from the ongoing investigation into his tax, personal, and business affairs. This follows Wednesday's stunning rejection of a plea deal by a federal judge. Fox News correspondent Mark Meredith is at the White House with more.
Late today, President Biden warmly welcomed Italy's prime minister to the Oval Office, but gave reporters the silent. Late today, President Biden warmly welcomed Italy's prime minister to the Oval Office, but gave reporters the silent treatment when they asked about the criminal case involving his son, Hunter.
Mr. President, are you disappointed Hunter Biden's plea deal fell through?
The president has yet to comment on Wednesday's developments in Delaware, where a federal judge rejected a plea agreement between Hunter and prosecutors over concerns it was unfair and could give the first son too much immunity from future prosecution. Today, White House aides dismissed any involvement in the now scuttled deal.
This is a personal matter. Hunter Biden, as you know, is a private citizen, and this was done in an independent way.
The White House has yet to say if the president has spoken to his son, but today, the president's press secretary gave a defiant response when asked what happens if Hunter's found guilty.
From a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
I just said no.
On Capitol Hill, Republicans say they're thrilled the judge pushed pause on the plea deal as they vow to continue investigating whether the Justice Department gave Hunter special treatment.
This would have protected Hunter Biden from any future prosecutions of the multiple federal crimes that he has committed. That's unacceptable and it's un-American, so I credit this judge for her decision.
The president's Democratic allies insist the case is being handled fairly and are calling for a resolution soon.
It is my hope that we can all move forward past this chapter and that Hunter Biden can move forward with his recovery and his life.
And House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is previewing what may be next for his caucus. He says Republicans are open to launching an impeachment inquiry to investigate the administration's actions. However, he's still stopping short of announcing any plans to bring full articles of impeachment against President Biden. At the White House, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
Lawmakers introducing a bipartisan school safety act in honor of the young lives lost in the 2018 school shooting in Parkland, Florida. New Jersey Congressman Josh Gottheimer standing with parents of the victims of the tragedy in front of Capitol Hill. He remembered the lives of 3 14-year-olds who were killed in the shooting: Gina Montalto, Alex Shater, and Alyssa Aldheft. Gottheimer joined Alyssa's mother in calling for Congress to pass the Alyssa Act and the SOS Act.
Good afternoon, and thank you all for joining us here today. We're here today to honor Alyssa, Alex, and Gina and turn their memory and the pain their families and friends carry every day into action, announcing 2 bipartisan common-sense pieces of legislation: the Alyssa Legacy Youth in Schools Safety Act, or Alyssa's Act, and the Strengthening Our Schools Act, or SOS Act, of 2023 to help protect children, all the students, in the one public place they should feel safest, their schools. The Alyssa Act will require silent panic alarms in all schools to immediately alert law enforcement of active shooter situation. According to recent data, only 40% of schools report using silent alarms that are directly connected to local law enforcement. The SOS Act will increase investment in more well-trained school resource officers so that every school has a first responder already there on the campus in the event of a critical incident.
The announcement, held outdoors amid July's record-breaking heat, was paused when someone passed out. The individual received medical attention and remains alert. I'm sure a lot of other lawmakers will be showing their support of things like this as the years go on.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, coming up on the second half of our newscast, the Rockland YMCA is seeking hairstylists to help donate their time to give kids who are going back to school some free haircuts.
That and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Make your waterfront even more fun and more functional than it already is with a Shoremaster premium dock system from Hammond Lumber Company. Hammond is the country's largest stocking Shoremaster dealer, with standing docks, rolling docks, floating docks, and boat lifts for any watercraft. Shoremaster's nearly limitless customization options make it easy to create the perfect dock system for your needs. Take your shoreline to the next level with Shoremaster from Hammond Lumber Company.
I hurt my shoulder in a car accident and needed lots of medical treatment, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny little check.
This tiny check won't even cover my medical bills. After a car accident, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call the twos.
I didn't accept this tiny check. I called the twos, and Lowry and Associates got me $300,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do you do? Call 222-2222.
The first ever Mazda CX-50, purpose-built for the outdoors. With our most advanced driving technology for responsive, consistent performance on road and off that entices you to go further, more often.
Find your new Mazda today at Varney Mazda, 260 Hogan Road in Bangor, and discover what Varney value is all about.
Looking to buy or sell your home in eastern and central Maine? Look no further than Melissa Bartlett of Better Homes and Gardens Masiello Group. With more than 25 years of experience in the industry, multi-millions in sales, and 5-star recommendations, Melissa knows the ins and outs of the market, making your real estate journey seamless. Whether you're a first-time buyer or a seasoned investor, Melissa's expertise will guide you every step of the way. Your journey to a new home starts here with your Maine move and Melissa Bartlett. Call today and let her experience be your advantage.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, July 28th, 2023. It's also World Nature Conservation Day.
This day stresses the need for preserving a healthy environment and natural resources to maintain a stable and healthy society. Saving plants and animals that face the threat of extinction is one of the primary goals of the holiday. It also underlines the need for preserving the environment for future generations. And there's all sorts of ways we can do that.
Mm-hmm. We can do that in our daily lives, just with the trash we handle every day, little things like that.
Right, I know.
So.
It seems hard at times because bigger corporations have more of an impact than singular people.
They sure do.
But there's always something individual people can do.
Yeah. All right, on this day in history, back in 1945, a U.S. Army bomber crashed into New York City's Empire State Building during heavy fog. 14 people were killed and numerous people were injured. At the time, I believe it was the highest building in the world.
Yeah.
Made big news.
Yeah.
In 1956, Elvis Presley scored his second #1 hit with the release of I Want You, I Need You, I Love You. That followed his first #1 hit just a few months earlier than that with a little song called Heartbreak Hotel.
It's crazy going back. I know fans know this and love this, but I'll go through his discography and be like, he put out so much music.
So much music, and some we haven't even heard yet.
Right,
So, they'll be releasing that eventually.
Great point. That's so exciting.
In 1965, President Johnson announced that more American troops would be sent to Vietnam.
Yep. All right. In 1998, Monica Lewinsky received blanket immunity from prosecution to testify before a grand jury about her relationship with President Bill Clinton. And today's birthdays include actress Lori Loughlin, she's 58 today. News anchor and journalist Scott Pelley is 65. And this is also the birthday of English writer and illustrator Helen Beatrix Potter. She's known for our favorite children's books, including The Tale of Peter Rabbit. I read that one as a kid.
Yeah, my grandmother gave us that when we were little kids or something. I wonder if she was inspiration for any of the Harry Potter names, because I know there's a character, was it Beatrix Lestrange or something like that?
I love her character.
And then, of course, Harry Potter.
She's a great evil character.
Yeah.
She does it so well.
Yeah.
Helena Bonham Carter does both sides of that well.
Yeah, she's fantastic. Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, as far as the weather's concerned, as we'll be hearing just a little bit later on, extreme heat gripping much of the nation, and it looks like we'll get a little taste of that around here too.
Yep.
Temperatures up in the 80s today. We'll see lots of sunshine and sticky weather. I mean, if you can go to a lake somewhere, go to the coast.
I know a lot of folks are working outside. My dad and his crew are, and they've been kind of miserable this week. I think they were happy to get rained out yesterday.
Yeah.
So it's an important day to stay hydrated and don't overwork yourself if you're working outside especially.
Good advice.
Yep. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
And thank you very much, Craig and Emma. Happy Friday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. All righty, let's get into things this morning. There's a heat advisory in the southwestern parts of the state, and this is courtesy of some warmer temperatures that do continue to move in still. But for the rest of us, so no advisory that is currently posted. We are watching some fog that has developed out there this morning. It's reducing visibility in just a few spots, though, so we'll need to be careful with this as the morning progresses on. We'll start to see this taper off as things improve throughout the day. Otherwise, though, the radar and satellite is looking relatively clear out there today. We'll be watching for a slight chance for a shower or storm as we head towards the afternoon period. As we do zoom things out, otherwise things looking pretty quiet for the time being. There's stuff off toward the north that we'll have to keep an eye on that could give us a slight chance for a shower or storm later on today. Futurecast not quite picking up on it all that much, but a slight chance for a shower or storm today. It tries to get more going later on tonight, but I think that chance will actually be a little bit smaller than it indicates, though. But then by Saturday morning, though, not too bad with just some clouds moving through. The wind's not too bad at all out of the west at about 5 to 10 miles per hour today, maybe picking up a little bit more from time to time. Backing off overnight tonight, especially as we head towards your Saturday. So hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period showing a lot of sunshine to start, burning that fog off. Slight chance for a shower or storm during the afternoon period. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
Wicked hot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Devin. An effort by the Penn Bay YMCA in Rockland will help prepare kids for the school year at no cost. The Rockland Harbor YMCA branch is seeking hairstylists and barbers to volunteer their time and give area kids a new cut. This is the third year the branch has given free haircuts for back-to-school season.
We want every child to be able to start this school year feeling confident, and getting a fresh look and getting their haircut is a nice way to make them feel ready and prepared for the school year so they can focus on learning.
The event itself will take place Sunday, August 27th. Plenty of time to plan ahead. This is at the Rockland Harbor YMCA. The Y is also accepting donated school supplies during the month of August. To volunteer your services at the event or sign up your child, visit PennBayYMCA.org.
What a wonderful thing they're doing.
Absolutely. I know we had a story yesterday saying the cost of school supplies has gone up, so the need for this is greater than ever.
Yeah, just awesome.
Yep. All right, still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports.
Don't go away.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
Let's go meet some people. Come on. Ooh, you got the bag and go chair. That's a great item.
Yeah, good to have watching the grandkids at games or here at the beach.
Awesome.
And then I got some warm clothes because I didn't think it was going to be as cold.
Yeah, welcome to Maine. Every time we come, we have to stop at Rennie's. This is little Finn.
Hi, Finn.
And he loves Rennie's too. So
oh, great.
He gets everything from
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
You bet your life.
You're an auctioneer. What happened?
Every weekday.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the football field. Day 2 of Patriots training camp. Still a pad-free practice, but so far so good to start the season. Pats will start to ramp things up next week. A lot of their focus in 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s have been scoring scenarios. On Wednesday, we heard from Mac Jones for the first time and some returners. And on Thursday, we got some new guys, including veteran wideout Juju Smith-Schuster. The longtime Steeler made a mark with the Chiefs last season, helping them to a Super Bowl. And he's hoping to bring some leadership and guidance to the Pats' younger players.
Honestly, I would just say the experience. I'm a guy, I'm not the young dude no more in the team. I'm the vet, and just the experience that playing in football and playing in playoffs and playing in big games, I can show that and help, teach these guys, what it takes.
September 10th can't come fast enough. Let's move on to some track and field now. 2023 MCI grad Emma Burr recently competing at the Junior Olympics in Oregon, and as our Ryan Sudol reports, it was the perfect way to cap off her stellar high school career.
Olympians had been on that track, and I was on that track. It was cool.
Recent MCI track and field grad Emma Burr just returned from the meet of a lifetime, the USA Track and Field Junior Olympics at the University of Oregon.
There were people jumping so high and running so fast, and I was like, I'm here with these people that are this good.
The multiple-time state champion competed in the heptathlon, and her qualifying journey began with the Maine State Junior Olympics in Brewer, with a goal of just seeing where she stands.
I did a heptathlon last year at the same place, so I was like, okay, I'll just do that again. And it was more like just to get a score to see where I'd be fitting in college.
Well, she won. And qualified for regionals, too, something she wouldn't have known about if not for her friend's push.
My friend was like, hey, why don't you go to New York to qualify? I was like, maybe, I'm not sure. And then I ended up going, and that was good competition there.
She won again and found herself on a plane to Eugene a matter of weeks later. Burr ended up finishing 20th out of 42 competitors. Finishing in the top half was made even greater by the fact that instead of being flanked by a team, she kind of just showed up.
Some people had personal coaches that they were talking to. They had marks for high jump and long jump. I just picked a spot on the track and hoped for the best.
As her high school career now officially comes to a close, Burr can't think of a better way to end it than becoming a junior Olympian. But she's not content on this being her last time.
It's definitely a highlight, and it shows how far I've come and how much I've accomplished. So it's like a milestone, and I hope to go there again someday.
In Pittsfield, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
Let's move on to some basketball now. Thanks for that, Ryan. Football season right around the corner. That means college basketball season is as well. We'll be hearing from Maine women's basketball Friday during their summer workouts, but both Black Bears squads releasing their non-conference schedules this week. Let's take a look. For the women, challenging as it always is, they start on the road at Quinnipiac. They'll return home November 12th and 14th for UMass and URI, and then they'll go to a Thanksgiving tournament at Drake. They will host Mackenzie Holmes and Indiana on November 30th in Portland. Then they hit the road again for Fordham, then come back for Harvard and James Madison. Holiday tournament in Tulane, and they close out that non-conference schedule December 30th at Penn. For the men now, they also start November 6th. They are at Charlotte before coming back home for 2 games and then hitting the road for a North Florida Invitational. They will stay down there and play South Florida after before heading back up to Columbia and Holy Cross. They'll make one more stop in Orono versus Brown before heading to Boston University. Then they come back for Central Connecticut, and they finish out their non-conference schedule on the road at Minnesota. Certainly looking forward for those seasons to start. Let's stay with some basketball now and some news coming out Thursday. Out of the Celtics world, longtime play-by-play announcer Mike Gorman has said that 2023-24 will be his last season calling games. Gorman has spent the last 43 seasons calling the Celtics and currently holds the longest tenure as a play-by-play for any of the Boston sports teams. He began in 1981. He called the Larry Bird years, the Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen seasons. He's practically been in our living rooms forever as Celtics fans. The season will serve as his farewell tour, and he will be celebrated throughout the season by NBC Sports Boston, the Celtics, and the fans. In a statement, Gorman says he is thankful for everyone that played a part in his journey, especially Celtics fans, saying, quote, "There is no other group of dedicated fans I would have chosen to take this ride with." Certainly someone that is going to be missed. Looking forward for that last season. Moving on now, the Bonnie Eagle Little League softball team is headed to the New England Regional Championships. One more win and it's on to the World Series. Earlier Thursday, Maine taking on Rhode Island. Cranston Western Little League in the semifinals. That's my alma mater. Maine up 2-0 in the third. Rhode Island has the bases loaded, but Lily Regan gets a strikeout to end the threat. Top five, and Maine breaks it open here. Bases loaded for Grace McGlynn. She's going to line an RBI single to center. That makes it 4-0 Maine. And Lily Regan spectacular, once again firing a 3-hit shutout to go along with 15 Ks as Maine advances to the championship game Friday against Connecticut, and the winner of that game goes to the Little League World Series.
This run's been amazing. We are just so happy and so proud to represent our home Bonnie Little League as well as the state of Maine. Connecticut's really a good team, but you know, I think we're proving that we are too, so hopefully we can be competitive and give them a run for their money.
Hate to see the hometown get bounced, but really wishing them luck in the championship game. That is all the time we have for sports, though. We'll be right back after the break.
If I don't hear from you tonight, pull this over. I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
I hurt my shoulder in a car accident and needed lots of medical treatment, but the insurance company only offered me this tiny little check.
This tiny check won't even cover my medical bills. After a car accident, don't take a tiny check from the insurance company. Call the twos.
I didn't accept this tiny check. I called the twos, and Lowry and Associates got me $300,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Looks like a real hot one around here today. Temperatures in the upper 80s, dew points rising. Going to be a sticky day.
Yeah, if you have the weekend off, it's a good end to the week.
Yeah.
Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Dirt Road Acres, your #1 dispensary providing outstanding customer service and award-winning knowledge at most affordable prices. Alrighty, here we go this morning. We do have a heat advisory posted for the southwestern parts of the state that will last until about 8 p.m. later this evening there. But for us, though, we're still going to be warm, but not to the point of heat advisory. But still be careful out there, though, that heat will still be hard on your body. But otherwise, though, some areas of dense fog has developed. For some reason, though, the observations and the contours not quite matching up, though, but it looks like we do have some fog that is developing out there this morning, so we'll want to be careful with that as we do move forward. But otherwise, though, I mean, look at this. We're looking pretty good out there this morning, no, so just the fog out there, but hardly any clouds. And, of course, with the sunshine on the way for us today, that'll burn that fog off very quickly. But there's some activity off toward the west, though, and some of this will be tracking off towards the east. So, yeah, a slight chance for a shower or a storm cannot be ruled out for us today, as some of this energy may try to sneak in our direction. But most of us, though, will be staying dry. So futurecast moving forward, though, any fog developing, going away. Slight chance for a shower or a storm during the afternoon period. Futurecast here, not quite picking up on it all that much, but it does try to blow up the chances later on this evening. But I think that one might be overdoing it just a bit. But there's still a slight chance for a shower or a storm. Then some clouds as we start things off for you Saturday. Maybe a few storms later on, though. But once we head towards Saturday evening, things do start to calm down in that department. And then by Sunday morning, looking a lot clearer as things do start to calm down. down. There is a storm chance in the northern parts of the state. This is a marginal risk for some of those storms to turn strong, though, with some gusty winds and hail in the northern parts of the state. But for us, we're looking okay, maybe a slight chance for a shower or storm, and that's about it. So moving forward, though, there's localized chances for heavy downpours at times in the northern parts of the state today. But then once we head towards tomorrow, not as much to be seen either. So anything that does fall will be in the northern parts of the state, and very small chances for anything to fall south of Millinocket. Otherwise, our average high temperature is 81 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 80s today, lower 80s for you Saturday, upper 70s Saturday, middle 70s Monday, Tuesday, also into Wednesday, upper 70s again as we head towards your Thursday. We're keeping an eye on the dew points as well. Those will be going down soon, but we have to give it till about Saturday, maybe late Saturday or so, before things do start to improve and the dew points fall back down into the comfortable territory. But meanwhile, though, dew points today will be in the middle to upper 60s, possibly even some lower 70s on the way. So for today, partly cloudy, slight chance for a shower or storm, highs in the upper 80s, and that west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. By tonight, partly cloudy, slight chance for a storm again, lows in the upper 60s, and a southwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible, highs in the lower 80s, and north wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Dirt Road Acres extended forecast for dry Sunday with a partly cloudy sky, highs in the upper 70s, mid 70s Monday with a chance for storms, and partly cloudy Tuesday, highs in the mid 70s.
You don't need a time machine to go back 550 million years. Just visit the Harrigan Learning Center and Museum in Milo, and you'll experience an unforgettable trip through time with exhibits, specimens, and artifacts going as far back as 550 million years. Each room is filled with displays and incredible information. You'll even be greeted by a dinosaur. But don't worry, it's robotic. The Harrigan Learning Center and Museum in Milo, a must-see experience.
If you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, contact the law offices of Joe Bornstein to learn about your legal rights. Maine has the highest rate of mesothelioma fatalities in the U.S. You may be eligible to receive compensation if you were exposed to asbestos products while working in a shipyard, mill, factory, or construction site. For a free case evaluation, dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Situated in Jonesboro on the coast of Maine lies Barren View Golf Course, a true links course that's a treat for golfers of all skill levels. We feature a driving range, putting green, practice sand trap, pro shop, and snack bar. Open 7 days a week. Please call ahead for a tee time.
Dave's Auto Repair and Towing is now in 2 locations in Bucksport and Ellsworth, providing honest and professional automotive repair and maintenance services. As a family-owned, certified Napa Auto Care Center, Dave's Auto Repair and Towing will take care of your air conditioning, axle repair and replacement, brakes, engine repair, exhaust systems, oil changes, preventive maintenance, and radiator service. And Dave's also offers a large and affordable selection of tires and 24-hour towing service. Dave's Auto Repair and Towing in Bucksport and Ellsworth.
Boy, we got a good one for you tonight. Something a woman hopes a male stripper does when she's watching him perform.
Takes his pants off.
Take it off!
All right, I'm reading this. The Dairy Queen in Ellsworth. I was trying to adjust my seat. The Dairy Queen in Ellsworth went all out yesterday in support of the Children's Miracle Network. The first annual Children's Miracle Network Carnival was held by employees. Everything from face painting to a dunk tank and even a bounce house for the kids. There was also a raffle with some great prizes from local businesses. Donations were welcomed, and some of the proceeds from the sales yesterday went to support the charity. A great event for a wonderful cause.
Anything with face painting and a dunk tank, I love it.
You're in, huh?
Yeah, that's awesome. Looks like we're about out of time. If you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
Have a great day, everyone.